they're coming to grips with the hard facts that the foundations of evolutionary biology that are taught so forcefully to students just don't work.
Yeah, but there's nothing there to replace it.
Well, that's the problem, yeah. If natural selection and mutations aren't sufficient to drive evolution, and that's what they're admitting, then evolution's dead.
Right. But wait, now they're using terms like self-assembly and self-organization. Well, if these terms sound fishy to you, you're not the only one. The Altenberg 16 actually had issues with them too.
Yeah, okay. The first big one is, where are the experiments demonstrating self-organization? One of the scientists said, self-organization is, of course, an important component, but not much has been discovered beyond generalities. The immense amount of intricate detail that geneticists and developmentalists have been discovering over the years dwarfs general metaphors like autoevolution and even self-organization.
Yeah, and the second problem is that they don't seem to know how to test these or even how to think about it.
Yeah.
Stuart Kaufman said, I think self-organization is part of an alternative to natural selection. Let me try to frame it for you. In fact, it's a huge debate. The truth is that we don't know how to think about it.
We don't know how to think about it.
Evolutionists do have serious challenges. You know, the ones at this conference, they accept these two things. One, they take evolution as an unshakable fact. And two, they admit that science provides powerful evidence against many evolutionary explanations.
Right.
So, just think about this for a minute. If you know that evolution happened and you're not willing to entertain the possibility of a creator God, but maintain that we exist at the end of a long chain of processes guided only by purely natural processes over billions of years, but then also come to realize that the natural processes that have been put forth to explain evolution aren't supported by science, well, where do you go from there?
Where do you go? It becomes a grasping at straws, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They have to focus on whatever evolutionary explanations they can imagine, no matter how flaky or unscientific they are.
Yeah, and we'll mention some of those in a minute, but let me add this. Creationists are often mocked for believing that God created, and we'll freely admit that it is a faith position. I mean, no one was there to see God create.
Sure.
We take it on faith, but the evolutionist is in the same position here. I mean, no evolutionist was around, millions of years ago to see life evolve from non-life, or the circumstance that led to the Cambrian explosion, or the true cause of their version of dinosaur extinction, stuff like that.
Yeah, and so they exercise faith too. And of course, no one wants to have a blind faith. We all want to believe things that are supported by evidence so that our beliefs are reasonable faith, right? Yeah. The question then becomes, which faith is more reasonable?